Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Business Connections, where we help you promote your business and stay connected with people. So, for today's episode, I have a very special guest. As young as he is, he accomplished so many things. He's a realtor and turned into an investor. So, without further ado, let me introduce John Tomines.
Hey, how's it going? Good to be here. Salamat po.
Oh, what naman may po? And anyway, thank you for coming here. I know you're very busy as well. I've been seeing a lot of activities on your social media platform, and I know you're also here to share your story. So who is John Tominez? Let's talk about how you started in real estate.
So John Tomines, I'm a realtor in Southern California, Philippine Realtor. I've been doing it for 4.5 years. Recently this pandemic really forced me to level up my game. Kasi mahirap na po, there's the pandemic, you can't really go out. And if you're doing what you're doing previously, it doesn't work anymore. It's a different landscape. So long story short, I signed up with a couple of programs, invested in myself, and then I found a mentor that does 100 flips a year. And then he just led by example. And so I'm just following everything that he's doing. And then in 2021, right now, we flipped over 10 homes. And as a realtor, I've been fortunate to be able to help 50 families to buy good investment properties and then also sell their properties for top dollar.
Wow, that's right. So my question is, you're only 26 or 27 and you said you started in real estate 4 years ago. So how was the business during pandemic? I know you level up. You did probably a lot of personal development, right? And how were you able to really develop yourself during pandemic?
Yeah, it was tough because I used to so yung nagsisimula pa lang po ako, nagdo-door to door salesman po ako. So
Wow.
I would knock on my small community. It's actually a Hispanic community, so I learned a thing or two, and being Tagalog, being able to get that Spanish side, it's been able me to relate more to these people. And then I was knocking 100 doors every day for about 4 hours. And dito po sa Southern California, mainit po. So I would always still do it from sun up to sundown. So when the pandemic happened, I can't really do that anymore. Because, natatakot na po yung mga tao. And, obviously it's an unfortunate event. So it really got me thinking of I remember my dad telling me like, hey, you might be you got to shift, right? If there's an event, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, you got to always either not do what worked for you because you're not going to get the same results. So it was tough. It was tough. And I just heard, I was just watching on YouTube, really just praying on what's my next move. And I'm really just talking to people that really supported me in my journey. And I came across a couple of mentors, Ryan Pineda, he's also a Filipino. And he just showed me what worked for him and what didn't work. Parang kasi mahirap na nga ang sitwasyon. So kung hindi mo alam kung anong gagawin niyo po, it's really tough.
It's very tough.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people too. Unfortunately, they just quit and just watch Netflix and stuff like that.
That's true. Yeah.
So I just really had faith that it's all gonna work out, and then also surrounded myself with the right people.
With great people. But let's go back. Why did you start? And why going into real estate? You're very young. There's other careers that you can, take. Maybe Filipino. It's always healthcare, nursing.
Right.
But why going to that path?
Yeah, man. So I was fortunate that my dad, he's actually here now, listening in. in 2008, he petitioned us to come here. So I grew up in the Philippines for about 15 years, and I came here, and they didn't really know what I wanted to do. Got into college, and I remember very vividly my dad was saying, even like my family members during house parties, they were saying, yeah, nursing is really great, healthcare, or like be like a mailman, and you only work like 12 hours, like a shift, and you only work like three days a week. So I was like, all right, that sounds good to me. I just did everything. I just tried everything. Like when I was 18, I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I was that 18 years old.
Yes, of course.
And then I went to Chaffey College, a local community college. I actually got into their nursing program. And then I kid you not, the first 2 weeks of clinicals, we go into the hospital, and then we're actually taking care of people that needs healthcare. They have a lot of marami silang mga sakit, diba?
Yeah.
So when I went there, went to this we had this huddle, the telemetry. All right, guys, you're in charge of this person right here, and then they just assign this to each person. So I got in charge with this one person who had multiple complications. And I just looked at him, and then I just looked at myself, and then I don't know, it just didn't feel right.
Is it like you got scared, or you felt like it's not for you?
Two things. Number one, I got scared. So my life like flash forward 5 years from now. Yes, I'm gonna make some money. I'm probably gonna earn like 6 figures. But would I be happy? And like, I'll probably kill this person because of negligence, or I forget something and stuff like that. So the next week, literally, I quit.
You quit.
The next week I quit. So there's 2 years or 3 years to get to that point. And then I was just like, I just know that it's not for me.
Got it.
Yeah.
And then when did you start getting into real estate, and who was your was it like your choice to get into real estate, or someone told you that that's the best other path to get into?
Yeah. So the next day, because I already quit, right? So I felt like a fool, like, because everyone told me that nursing is the way.
Yes.
Everything's gonna be happily ever after. So I was like, oh my God, where is my life going?
Yes.
And so what I did was I had this brilliant idea of going to the local mall, and I applied to every single job to be found out there. I became a janitor. I became a team member at Cinnabon. Used to like roll the roll,
yes.
Open the store, close the store. I even became a store associate at Aeropostal and the retail stores. And then I just kept finding out this trend where I'm just unemployable.
Yeah.
They keep firing me. So I was like, all right, oh my God, I'm in trouble. And hindi talaga gumagana eh. So I was like, oh man, something's wrong with me and stuff like that. But I remember that my brother Jay, we're super close. He's an older brother of mine. He just kept like encouraging me. Hey dude, like I was like at the lowest point of my life, and he was like, dude, read this book. It was Christmas time that time, and everyone was happy, and I was like super
what
down.
book was that?
It was Think and Grow Rich.
Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah, by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah.
And I just read on it, prayed on it, and poured it on. And then yung mga lessons sa libro na yon,
Yes.
I just tried to like really do it. And so there was an idea in the book where you want to surround yourself with mastermind.
Yes, mastermind.
So the mastermind principle. So I was like, all right, cool. There's people in the area that, might be able to guide me. I was like, it's not too late.
Yes, yes.
And then I was working out. I love to work out. There was a guy, there was a friend of mine who was lifting, and then he was like, I was like, hey dude, like you want to work out? He's like, yeah. I was like, what are you listening to? What are you up to? And then he was listening to this a podcast. It's a real estate podcast. And there's this 30-year-old guy who had like selling homes left and right, and then he had this podcast. So how I got into real estate was there's this guy, local guy named Danny Morel, and I went to the phone book. I went to Google, and then I researched him and actually wrote him a letter. I was like, hey, I'm this young guy. I'm hungry to work, and I would like to see how I can add value to you. I respect what you're doing, and so like a love letter to like a mentor,
Yes.
and stuff like that. And then like he responded, and I went to his office, and I still remember this very day. I opened the door, and this guy with a Italian suit, with but it's so fancy. I was like, wow, like, damn, I want to dress like that. I want to look like that. Like, dude, like he sounds so professional.
Yes.
And I'm like, dude, how do you do that? And he just told me, John, this is what you need. He gave me the roadmap in the next 90 days.
Yes.
And from there, I became one of his mentees, and I never really turned back after that.
Wow, that's an amazing stories. And that's what a mentor and a coach, if you have that, I think it's easier to get to being successful. And then my question is, what was your what year when you first sold first home, and who are those family?
Right. All right. Story time. So when I got into real estate, it was fall of 2017. So I remember I had $2,000 saved up from working this odd jobs, and then I quit. I went cold turkey. So I was like, all right, I'm going to be successful.
You have faith.
I have faith.
Yeah.
But I figured I had too much faith.
Yes.
Yeah. So I remember it was about 20 of us, our rookies, all had big dreams, and, hey, dude, like, I'm going to kill it. We're going to make it. And then long story short, after about 3 months of being like the first one in and then the last one out, like I was like, dude, I have no choice. Because like my family thinks like, I already abandoned nursing.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, like I have to stay. I have to like really learn what to say, what not to say.
Yes.
And how to negotiate and learn the skills. So I remember it was in West Covina by the Jollibee over there. It was about 100 degrees, and I bought this for open house signs, and I was putting that out there, and then wishing that my next deal will come. My next deal will come, because that's what my mentor told me.
Yeah.
Like, it's not gonna be quick, because like you don't have the skills, you don't have the connections and stuff like that. Just keep plugging it in, be consistent, and that's what I exactly did. So my first 3 deals actually, so I got to convince 3 people that wants to sell, but they actually all canceled on me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, Wendy, you want to sell? Great. So I can sell it for you. So, and then because I didn't understand the paperwork, because I didn't understand, a couple of stuff, they canceled on me.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh my God, I think I'm going to give up.
Yeah.
Like my $2,000 was like running out. Next thing you know, my mentor told me, John, like, just keep having faith, and someone is always watching.
Yes.
So the next week, a mentor over there that's doing 100 deals a year as a team,
Wow.
he picked me up. He's like, John, I see that, you're trying, even though your first 3 deals canceled. I know you're going to be successful. I was watching you. So that was like the first deal so after he picked me up, I helped a first-time home buyer. It was a couple. It was actually our neighbor. I was knocking around, our street, and I showed them 7 houses, and I got my first
That was
deal.
your first. Wow.
Yeah.
From the stories that you're telling me and the viewers, you inspired me as well. I didn't know that you went through that process. Talagang when you're starting, you have to build, and you're right. Napoleon Hill said, diba? faith is you believe on something that you
Right.
don't see. And you have that hardworking, focus. And now, fast forward, you're here. You said from being a realtor, selling homes, now you're turned into being an investor now.
Sure,
So
yeah.
talk to me about investing properties.
Yeah. I just want to put some context on it a little
Sure.
bit. So remember the 2008 crash.
Crash, yes.
So a lot of people really lost confidence on the real estate market. I remember going through it myself. My dad, our house was actually one of those houses that was in foreclosure. And at that time I was in high school, and I was like, there's a Guido guy that came in with a suit, and then I'm like, what's going on? So this guy was gonna sell their house. So luckily, my dad, got out of it, and then, we kept the house. But the point that I'm saying is, there's a lot of people that lost their shirt in the investing.
Yes.
In real estate, it doesn't really work. Like, it's so risky, it's so part time, and it's, dude, like my friend tried it, and then it didn't work. So.
Do you think it didn't work because they didn't stay longer? Kasi when, di ba, it's always like that naman. Or
Right.
they didn't have a strong will to really stay in the course.
I believe that it's both, because there's some people that I know that even though they're in the industry for 30 years or 40 years, and they still stay the same at the same level. So
Why do you think is that? Can you give me like a few points on that? Why someone that's like, let's say we're both
starting
realtor starting,
Yeah.
and then I can sell 5 homes and
Right.
you're like 0.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, it's a combination of marketing and in sales and also coaching. So a lot of people just gets into it for the reasons of like, oh, you know what, my friend told me that I'm really personable, and
Yeah.
like, I think I could be a really good realtor.
Yeah.
And they go into it that it's gonna be easy, but in reality, you gotta get training. You gotta surround yourself with the right people.
Right people.
And even now, which it's leading to the next segment, how I became
Investor.
an investor. Like, you need coach to be an investor.
Of
You need a
course.
coach to be like that top salespeople.
Yes.
The same way that let's just say Kobe Bryant, he had a coach. Phil Jackson,
Yes.
LeBron James, he had a coach. Like, he spends like $1 million on his nutrition. So like, it's like this. Like, it's like you competing. Like, it's like, let's just say you're the realtor, and then like we're going head to head. If I'm investing more in myself, and then like just pouring that positive knowledge, and then you don't really invest in yourself, who do you think's gonna prosper?
You, of course.
It's me. So it's kind of like the same way. I just think that
So maybe people are like not growing and just getting to like stagnant phase.
right.
Right.
They get comfortable.
They get comfortable.
Yeah.
They thinking that they could just sell it. And for you, that's not on your mind. You
Right.
wanted to get to the next level, get to the next level, get to the next level.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just, I want my family like to prosper. I just want to, like, one of my dreams, I remember when I had $0, 0 pesos in my bank account, was like how I wish, when I take my family out to this nice dinner, and we're Filipinos, so we
Yeah.
love to treat our family.
Yes.
Like, hey, let me just get all of that, and then let's
Not
do it.
looking at the price in
Not
the menu.
looking at the price tag.
Because people, when we go to like a fancy restaurant, before we look at the menu, we look at on the right side where the price is.
Yeah.
The value, right? We always look how much, not like what's best on this restaurant, right? And then now my question is, if I'm starting, like when you first started, what advice can you give me to get to your level or to the next
I'm not
level
that
to be an
successful yet.
investor. You are successful to me and to the eye of other people. But you went through a lot of hard work and a lot of frustration, right? So if I'm starting, I just passed my exam. Now,
Right.
what would I do first?
Yeah. So my mentor told me this, and he's very successful. And I met him at the conference in Cancun, and it stuck to me. So I think it's applicable. So he told me it's the trifecta REI. So the first one is you gotta believe. You gotta have a strong faith on yourself that it's gonna turn well because you have good intentions and you want to make an impact. So believe. Number two is you gotta network. You gotta surround yourself with people, not because they have the money or stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it's not even about the money.
Relationship.
Yeah. So like, you want that lifestyle as well. Because like there's some people, they have a lot of money but they have a very toxic lifestyle. So network with people that you want the lifestyle and that they're already doing it. They already went through what you're about to do. And lastly, take action.
Take action is the best.
That's the best. Yeah.
And then, di ba, sabi nga nila, if you hang out, that's why you have to be careful who you associated with. And because they always say that you hang out with 5 broke people, you're
Right.
gonna be the sixth.
You'll be the sixth one.
one.
Oo.
Nakakatakot pala yan.
Oo.
So, I'll hang out with you, tsaka may Gucci. Just kidding. By the way, guys, maybe you're wondering why am I wearing this plaid? Like, I just came from New York. And then, it's because of him po.
She really looks LA, New York.
LA, New York. I just got back. And then he came here in our studio. He's so cool. I was like, are you like selling or looking for an investor? And he's casual. Para po siya si Steve Jobs, sila Mark Zuckerberg. And he's just so lang. But marami po tong pera.
Oy.
By the way, before I ask the next question, why don't you share your information where they can reach you? Maybe there are some people that wanted to be coached by you, or
Right.
maybe you can help them be coached by the one that's mentoring you and coaching you. So give them your
Yeah, sure. So you guys can find me on Facebook, John Tomines, and you guys can find me. I'm posting consistently in Instagram and on TikTok. I dance too. Yeah.
TikTok. Oh yeah, I saw
Sumasaya
that.
po ako.
Yeah. Galing nga eh.
JT Invest, and I just have a big passion in number one, providing value to others, and I have this idea to create like a network of kababayan po natin. I think that more like the Filipino culture has a lot of things to provide, and I also like wanna support in any way that I can.
Yeah.
So JT Invest, or you can also find me on the internet. You can go to knockoutoffers.com. We buy properties, we buy it cash, and we not only buy it cash, but we also help the people transition smoothly in a very fast way. So we provide
Nice.
creative solutions for people.
And he has a very good energy po. Positive. Naksa. Ayan
Positibo.
Positive po siya, hindi po sa COVID. But positive yung attitude. But I love him. He's only 27 and he's single. Kaya, naku, whoever's that's watching here, if you wanted to know about the real estate, flipping, investing, he's also one of the person that I can vouch for, because I've been seeing that he's hanging out with great people, diba? I don't want to say their names, but I can see that on IG. You're all over social media. So now, ang question ko ngayon, okay? Why would I wanted to buy a home.
Right.
What separates you? Why would I choose you to be my parang realtor to
Right.
close my first home? Yeah.
Sure. I always talk to the clients. It really depends on what your needs is for most. So for me, I thought about it because I have a couple of properties as well, and then I have I work with other realtors. I don't represent myself. And one of the things that really stood out is, I can talk about integrity, honest siya, or, madali siyang kausap and stuff like that. But really, it's really navigating the market. Because right now, the main problem, Wendy, is mahirap hanap ng bahay ngayon.
Yes.
Kasi there's a lot of bidding wars. People are paying $10,000, $20,000. So what we've created as a company is to find a solution to provide inventory. So meaning everyone's looking at Zillow, Realtor.com, Trulia, and by the time na yung property na nasa market na, wala na. Oo, wala na. O kaya magbibid up ka, di ba?
Yeah.
So we have marketing techniques to find properties that are off the market, and then with our negotiating team, and then with the systems and processes that we built over time, we're able to get the properties on a discounted rate. So if they work with me, they have 3 things that they would be excited about. Number one, exclusivity. So for example, hey, I'm looking in Long Beach. We could start marketing in Long Beach, and we're not looking only on the market, but we're looking on opportunities that wala nang mga realtor or wala nang mga middleman. So diretso po tayo. So we typically get those properties at 80 cents or 90 cents on the dollar. So instead of working forward, we work backwards and then put that money in your pocket.
It's a different strategy, huh?
It's a way different strategy because right now that's what everyone's doing. So I always believe in not necessarily being the bad boy or stuff like that, but there's just a lot of more ways. I'll give you an example. So I was actually helping out a fellow Filipino client in OC, and they were like, nahirapan kami makahanap, and meron na akong kilala na kamag-anak na may realtor. So sabi niya tutulungan daw niya kami, pero mahirap talaga. So sabi ko, Tito, itry lang po natin. Wala naman pong mawawala eh. So we sat down, got to know their needs, and then long story short, after 2 weeks, we were able to find the property on a really great location. It's in a cul-de-sac.
Wow.
And then we're not competing with anybody.
Wow.
And the great part is they wanted a big backyard. Most of the properties on the market, small backyard lang.
Oo. Yeah.
So yung nakita ko yung property, sabi ko, oy, fit to kay Tito. And then on top of that,
the price.
So the price, and guys, it doesn't happen often, but with our strategies, we can do it. We got it for 900,000 since we made it so easy for the seller, and then we created that experience. We were able to, as a team, negotiate that price to about 790.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got
So
hindi sila tumaas, bumaba sila.
Bumaba pa. So what was the reaction when they got that house?
Tuwang-tuwa po
Tuwang-tuwa
sila.
sila.
Tuwang-tuwa. They're super. We actually just closed last week.
Yeah.
On that property. Tuwang-tuwa po sila. And then, yung property po, there's a couple of things that you need to fix. So, ang ginagawa din po namin, we pair them with a trusted handyman or a trusted people that we vetted, and then we paired them up. That way,
That's
hindi
nice.
po sila magbayad ng
Maraming cost.
mataas.
Yeah.
Oo.
Wow. Galing ah. So now, after yung mga sa real estate mo investing, I know you also mentioned to me that you also wanted to have a show like mine.
Potential lang.
Potential yan in 2
Yeah.
months. Why doing that? Is it because you wanted to give information, yung para knowledgeable na rin yung mga manonood, di ba? That's how it is naman. But why would you do that? Kasi parang very parang you really wanted to help the Filipino community.
Sure. Well, going back to how I started, I was that kid that was just hungry for information.
Yeah.
And then I'm hearing a lot of information like, oh, gawin mo to.
Yeah.
Ito yung way and stuff like that. And so I tried this one. I tried a lot of things.
Yeah.
And it's just really providing possibility, pag-asa, hope, na, kung if they're doing it, my dad tells me this all the time. If they're doing it, there's probably a way to do it better.
Yeah.
So, I already went through it personally. So, I would invite this like guest that's knowledgeable. It not necessarily about real estate. It could be crypto. It could be pang small business lang, pang side income lang. Sa mga tao na 9 to 5. So it's just showing them possibilities na, don't get me wrong, like nursing is like I respect it, but for me it's just not for me. Kasi when I was in the hospital, I would see my peers. And I was like, oh my God, they're so good at this. Like yung cliente, they're, like they feel really like pampered. They feel really comfortable. When I'm with the client, it's like, oh my God, dude. It's so awkward. You're just so nervous all the time. So, but for me, I really found that comfort in real estate and just providing that value and that space for people. So, I just want to impact that kid.
You said you're on your 20s. Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Because you're so young.
Yeah.
Maybe you're gonna be a billionaire.
Who knows?
Who knows, right?
Who knows?
Time
yeah.
can tell.
Yeah.
So
So right now we're on single family, and I'm really enjoying what I'm doing right now, and getting to work with my dad. Right now, I have siblings as well, so they're starting to see that wow, like we can actually like make this happen. So I'm just bringing them in, and then I want to create like leaders. I want to create like positions in the company,
of course.
and I even want to go back to the Philippines and create like business centers over there. Not only to like do business here, but even though you're in the Philippines, you can do business overseas as well.
That's
from
true.
the Philippines. So there's just so much opportunities, I think, and we just need to organize the information and then surround ourselves with A players. And then because I believe in this, kung isang tao lang na mag-work, magsisikap,
Wala.
hindi naman sa wala, parang your potential and extent, the production is capped.
Yes.
But then kung magtipon-tipon po tayo, ipagsama-sama po natin na okay, magaling ka dito, magaling ka dyan, okay, ikaw na dito dyan, pagsama-samahin po natin yan, at we can do a lot of things.
That's true.
A lot of beautiful things. So
Yes.
it happened for me, and I've been there when I was starting in real estate. I just did it by myself, and then now I just realized that that's why I love business. If we do it as a team, we can really succeed and get to the championship.
Wow. Grabe ha. You're
Yeah.
only in your 20s. So now, I wanted to ask, how does your parents see you? Kasi dati gusto nursing, nagalit. And then now, they're seeing yung successful ka na rin, diba? Kasi comparing to the other people na nag-start pa lang. So, ano na yung parang relationship mo with your family? Seeing you na ganyan na.
Right. Pareho pa rin, they still see me as their kid. They're
It's
jello,
always like that, yeah.
It's like nothing really changed. Like that's what I'm really grateful for, because you would hear this, nagkapera lang, nagka dito na, nagka-influence lang, tapos nag-iba na yung ugali, parang ganun. So my parents really helped me. Like it's not perfect. Like it's not like a perfect childhood where there's like a white picket fence. It's there's some challenges that we went through, but those challenges really like helped me to not change anything. And more than that, they're pushing me. They're keeping me accountable. Like, hey, Jello, I know you're successful, but you gotta be careful.
That's nice.
All right, I think you're doing this right. They're always giving me feedback. So, parang tulong-tulong lang po. Pushing each other up, and I'm not perfect, and honestly, I need help. Like, there's a lot of opportunities and vision, so they just help me sometimes. Hey, you're working too much, like let's party sometime, spend some time to yourself. So it keeps me my 2 feet grounded as well.
So sila talaga yung parang support system mo.
100%.
That's nice. So what inspired you, like right now, getting up in the morning?
What inspires me, it's just life is just beautiful.
Beautiful, right? Yes.
Yeah. It's it's like there's always gonna be problems and stuff like that. But if we can provide that solution, if we could be that blessing to someone,
Yes.
I think it's very beautiful. Parang nawala na yung stress nila, or you know, we created this product like how Kuya Ryan did it for me. I had this problem, or I don't know what to do, and then we do this podcast together,
Yeah.
and you know, we provide solution, and I think it's an every day is an opportunity. You know, sometimes you're just gonna wake up sobrang aga, ay ako gumising.
Totoo, yeah.
Oh, but you know, we just try every day, and yung one of our company's core values is to just get 1% better each day, and then just try your best.
And that's like 365%
Yeah.
in 1 year, because
In
if it's
1 year.
1%.
Yeah.
So my last question before we end the show, what was the biggest advice that Ryan Pineda gave you that made an impact to you?
You know, aside from a lot of the stuff,
I know there's a lot, but
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
one thing that it's always in you.
yeah. So it's you can't do it by yourself. It takes a Wendy Lindo. It takes you know,
A team.
a team. A John Tomines. It takes a Jonathan Tomines and Joyce Tomines to create a village. You know, we're speaking now here, but behind me, I'm being represented by a lot of people.
That's
so
true. No man is an island.
no man is an island. So
Wow,
that was
beautiful,
really big for me, because like treating it like a sport. You know,
Yeah.
like there's like certain positions, and then you know, you can't just do it by yourself.
That's
Kung hindi, ano, mapapagod tayo.
Mapagod tayo, totoo.
Mawawala yung beauty niya.
Beauty, gano'n. Leverage talaga eh. No?
Yeah,
You have to
leverage,
leverage yung time, because we only have 24 hours in a day. So I think that's a good point. Is there any other things that you wanted to share or tell the viewers before we end the show?
No, I just want to say maraming salamat for having me over.
Yes.
And thank you for creating this space. And you know, I just want to say, kung kaya nila, kaya din natin.
Yes.
And yeah, you know, you can find me on social. I'm an open book, so let's do this.
Yes, let's do this. And on your next show, that's going to be coming soon.
Okay.
Well, thank you again, John Tomines, for coming here. And you gave so much value today to me, to the viewers. You know, I'm still also, I love getting information from other people. And I see a bright future for you. You're so young. And just wish you success, okay?
Maraming salamat. Thank you.
Okay.
Thanks for having me.
So thank you again to the TBC viewers, and don't forget to watch our interview with John Tomines coming very soon. And huwag niyo pong kalimutan to follow me on my Facebook. It's Wendy Lindo, and on YouTube, The Wendy Lindo Show. So makita-kita po tayo next week.